Now, here is the my defense of democracy and why it's the best modern system on earth. Really, in lots of ways. A lot of people, I think, mistaken democracy of, in a sense, coming from ancient Greece. I mean, it's true that it originated from ancient Greece, but the reason why people have modern democracy nowadays is mostly stems from the French Revolution. It sort of is this idea that people who have absolute power, who are tyrants in a sense, can kind of do whatever they want, and that's what stems from the French Revolution. Was people who obviously wanted the food, bread. Was a lack of it. There was also this. Uh, in lots of ways, the French Revolution came because I think the French helped the Americans to fight the British, and that's also in a lot of way of why the American why the Americas exist today. Because I think it was because French fought the English and they kind of helped them out actually. But basically, this had some poverty problems left home in France, and because of that, they felt like they weren't represented, and that's sort of where this comes from. It's this fight against oppressive dictators, autocrats, and such. So this is really where it came from. It came really from the French Revolution. Now, obviously, not all countries in the world agree with this. Like I think Russia, for example, never had this thing. I mean, they had the communist revolution, but that's different. Basically, communism is or Marxism is really more of an idealistic take of a society that's run by workers. Not by the top elite. I think that's sort of the idea of Marxism, at least. But the way that Russia runs is kind of like I kind of think that kind of changed, from this from the Tsar to like to another to another autocratic society, basically. So it did. I'm not sure if it really did change much, but basically the point is autocracy has kind of been a thing, since the history in lots of ways. But I just don't think it's a good system because in a democracy you are guaranteed, human and civil rights, and if you have a question about something, you can take it up in the system. So that's not really why democracy is a thing. It stems from the French Revolution. Um, but in a place where the government can dictate rules without a national representation by the people, the problem is they can do whatever they want without their consent, basically. And yeah, I just don't believe in that type of system, basically, because with autocrats, because I think they're just like take example like if United States wages war, and I agree, it's horrible. Um, you at least have the capacity to criticize the government without being thrown in jail, and that's a good thing. Because if there is injustice, why shouldn't you have the right to say it? This is impossible, I think, in autocrat regimes like China or Russia. If you like criticize the government, you basically get thrown in jail. You can't do that. Yeah, in my view, I think democracy, at least from the French Revolution era, is in modern day is like the best way of government. But I had like a teacher, a history teacher, who I think was very smart on this. She told me something like, "The question is whether people in the future will even defend democracy. Whether they want to do it." And I do think you should, because I mean, I definitely don't think there's any better system in current day and age than democracy, at least the modern type of it. So yeah, but obviously people who may like have like a theocratic reasons, they are more adjusted to autocracy. Theocrats basically, religious clerics and such, who are basically are more into full power of their type of regime rather than religious freedoms. Those are obviously opposed to democracy. And then you just have, secular or or communist dictatorships that don't like democracy either. So yeah. But anyway, let me know what you think. I think it's a kind of interesting thing to talk about, but I don't think democracy is a negotiable thing. I think this is just the best system, but just in case you want to discuss it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for listening and bye.